So you want to grow your business and get more clients fast, but you don't have a lot of extra cash flow laying around and don't want to harass your friends and family with cheesy sales pitches. I'm Kevin Mangum, and welcome to the Know, Evolve, Proceed podcast. Here we help coaches, freelancers, and business owners like you know your potential, evolve past procrastination and imposter syndrome, and proceed with confidence towards success. Each week, you'll hear from top entrepreneurs who faced it all and are now thriving. Welcome to our show. All right. Hey, everyone. Kevin Mangum here. I want to welcome you all to the Know, Evolve, Proceed podcast. I'm here with my special guest, Renee Jackson. How are you?
How are you? I'm here.
Good. I am honored to have you here. I'm doing fine as well. I really felt like you were a special guest that my audience would really benefit and get value and inspiration from. So just we were talking a little bit before. Can you tell me a little bit about your beginnings and how you got started with this industry, this marketing industry?
Well, 5 years ago, 2019, I was in the backseat of my car. After an 18-year marriage, things ended badly, and I had to leave quickly. So that's the situation I was in. I was in the backseat trying not to lose my mind. And I was scrolling through YouTube. And I remember the rain was even hitting on the top of the car and everything. And I was in that situation. I was genuinely grateful that I was in a car and not outside. So one thing I want to start from the beginning, gratefulness got me through the hard time, because as long as I remain grateful, I'm not sitting here thinking about how screwed up this situation is. And it propelled me through. So I'm scrolling through, come across the One Funnel Away Challenge, Russell Brunson's program. Now, literally, I'm in the backseat of the car. I have a little bit of money still in the bank and stuff. So I was like, man, I'm in a tight situation here. I don't know what to do. So I went ahead and spent the night. Back then, you had to pay $97 each time. You guys got it good because you pay once and you get it forever. Back then, every time you had to do it, every time you wanted to try to figure it out, you had to pay. So back then, I had paid for it 3 times before I literally started implementing everything.
Okay. I see. Wow.
So
that's powerful.
It took me a couple times because in the back seat I can't really implement, obviously, because but the concepts, I kept listening to the videos, because the training is going to hit your subconscious. And I'm in the back seat of my car. What else can I do? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I also, now obviously I needed money, right now money. So I was doing DoorDash. And it was during COVID. So I was an essential worker and I was out there by myself. I was making about a couple $100 a day, which was hard to make on a job. And you got paid every day. But I was out there all the time. That wasn't an easy couple $100 a day, but it was enough to get me up. And then within a week, I was in a weekly. And then from the weekly, I moved to my own apartment. So the grind was real at the time because I was in the back seat of my car and I wasn't going out like that. So that was how it started. Right. This is 2019, the end of 2019 when Trump was in there, right? So everything was shut down. I'm an essential worker, so I'm just getting my paper, man. I'm loading up on DoorDash. I'm the only one out there most of the time because most people didn't even. I never got sick, never caught none. They had it so that we had to drop it outside their door and take a picture, so there's no contact. I was living the life. I'm out of this crazy marriage. So in the business is what drove me. I've had a multi-million-dollar business with a call center before I ended up in the backseat of the car. So I was like, well, I could figure out this marketing thing that Russell was demonstrating, I could figure it out now because I had a place to stay. So first thing I did is I went to Rent-A-Center, tried to get a laptop. They told me no. I'm mad in the mug. I was mad. I was like, I don't need your funky laptop, shoot. So what I did is I hustled a little more and went and paid $150 at Walmart to get one of their little cheap laptops, and it was on from there. So I went through the videos, and now I'm literally implementing. Again, I paid the $97 because now I'm in a position to really do it. And from there, I didn't make the first funnel hacking live, but it was on my list. I was going there. So funnel hacking live stayed on my list. I started making money locally before I even really learned the game with funnels, because the marketing strategies that you learn and the framing of how you think about social media and everything, I had learned that ability before I even really learned how to do the funnels, just from Russell's programs about the Epiphany Bridge story, the perfect webinar. But just even though I hadn't implemented none of that as a funnel, the concepts I was selling already to people I knew. Hey, you need your social media profile. So I was selling stuff before I even learned how to do funnels. And you can make a lot of money helping people with their social media and stuff. So in Phoenix, my name got kind of big that, hey, she's the one. And I'm still learning how to do the funnel game. But those little jugs of money is what sent me to Funnel Hacking Live last year. That changed my whole perspective on this game. I'm around 5,000 other people who are just like me and are like kind of like a little nerdy, a little geeky. And, you know, for us Black people, to be honest, you know, people look at us like we're weird, but no, dude, like we have passions too, and we're not weird. We just are like maybe on a more we're more analytical level. So like funnels and things like that are things that like we like that stuff. And to see and to be able to make money when you get it, it's like it's a drug almost. Like, man, I gotta make another funnel because I need some money right now. So the game, it's something that definitely doesn't happen in a day. You just learn, you figure out what you don't need to be doing anymore, and you figure out more and more the way when you start interacting with the community, you start learning more of the strategies that scale you quicker and grow you quicker than if you would have just tried to figure it out on your own. Because I spent 2 years just kind of navigating it by myself. Which doesn't get you far because I'm an introvert. So I didn't get to know the community. But once I got in the community and started, you know, kind of jiggling around in there, and then they asked me to be an ambassador, that changed everything for me. So now I'm a ClickFunnels ambassador. I've already been to Funnel Hacking Live. That was life-changing. I would say the best experience of my life, but I've had a rough life. So that was the best experience of my entire life. 4 days. I woke up every day thinking I was in heaven. It was like, what in the world has happened to my life since I left him? I was like, my life is, I never thought that the funnel that in the back seat of the car with that one funnel away challenge, never would have imagined in such a short period of time that I would be here. I never would have. I've had call centers. I had a multi-million-dollar business, but it was a call center, a building, 32 employees. Don't nobody want to do that no more. 32 employees is crazy. Every single day it was some chaos, and it's not like the top of the line employees. These are people who are giving them a break. You know, they got maybe an addiction. Maybe they just got out of prison. I'm trying to help my peeps. You know what I'm saying? For real, that's what I was trying to do back then. But don't nobody really want to deal with that every single day. And to find a way to really the marketing that I learned from my telemarketing call center made me prone to trying to figure out how I can do that without the center. So once I learned, I still had I had a CenturyLink contract. They still needed 100 orders a week that I didn't have a call center for. So I used the funnels to get people to CenturyLinks just as if I had sold them myself. So I was finding all kinds of ways to use funnels. I was like, what?
Wow. That's
Then
very
once
innovative.
I learned how to do a lead funnel, I started selling lead funnels because those are the easiest, just a lead page. You know what I'm saying? I'll get you some leads. And I started selling a package just to my local peeps, my business owners. I joined the Urban League, the Small Business Minority Administration. I just started going to their networking meetings and telling them, hey, man, I can help you get some leads, and then set up a lead funnel at home and give them a certain amount of leads every month. Because with my call center, our job was to do outbound calling and to get them qualified buyers that have credit cards and send it to them, and we get paid like $300 per order. So they wanted 100 a week. So I was making, I was getting that money back then, but I'm trying to figure out how do I still got the contracts for CenturyLink. I still got Dish Network. How do I get them those leads without the call center?
Okay.
So that's how I figured out how to work that funnel. Then I was over in the groups of networking, Urban League, all where my peeps is at. And I'm like, I'm telling them, I'm like, look, if you're having, first of all, if you got brick and mortar places, you got foot traffic issues, people aren't like they used to be before COVID. They don't really want to be all up in these little stores and stuff. But if you have a good product and service, let me help you get some leads. And, that worked out. I did a fishbowl funnel for a restaurant. I said, let me just put this here, a little scan code, and I sent them email to get them back into the store kind of thing. So I was doing that at first. So I wasn't really like all deep into the funnel game. I was like, this is good cheddar. I like to be able to put up a funnel, and next thing you know, I got some money.
Yeah.
And then once I started learning that you can add on how to build courses. So that's the last thing that I did is I joined. I knew that I was getting a lot of money from just the lead funnels, and that's just a simple landing page, right? And some automations. I got good at figuring out those workflows and the automations because that's what brings people back in, some automations. So I got good with the email workflows, was selling that to the market locally, the peeps around me. So I was doing that. That made me a lot of money, but I knew I needed a course. Okay. So I didn't have a course yet. I'm an introvert. That's why I didn't have a course, because I was like, I'm gonna do anything, but like, that's a lot. I don't know if I could but then I went through Russell's first course Secrets, where he worked with us personally, and then he uses that as the videos and everything to sell to everybody else. So I was in that first one, which was about a month and a half ago. So the pitch was 6 weeks. You could have a course up. I was like, shoot, I need a course. Like in 6 weeks. I didn't know how to do it any sooner than that, because we as funnel hackers are always doing things. So if we don't have a structure, we could be forever trying to put a course together.
Right, correct.
And I needed one. I really did need one in like as sooner than 6 weeks, but 6 weeks was cool, because outside of that, I wouldn't have done it in 6 weeks. Went through the course, had some eye-opening things that woke me up to, that's how they do the video editing. They don't sit there and do a webinar for 90 minutes. They clip things. They do the first part of the backstory. They just video that 13 seconds. Then they say your desires. What is it that you wanted to accomplish? Okay, let me film that. And when I seen that they just clip them all together with a movie clip software, I said, you ain't even sitting here for it. No, I was like, I can do this. So once Russell revealed that to me, it was right. I could do the course now. So I finished. Literally, we had our last session, the 6 weeks, 2 weeks ago, and I finished the course. And now I got people in the course, and I'm working with 7 people directly. I use the framework that he showed us how to do it. You do a pre-launch kind of thing and get those people, get them as testimonials. So I got that money, and I got some people I'm working with on a weekly basis, and they're going through my course. And then I'll do what Russell did and use those as testimonials for the launch to the real world. The pre-launch is closed because I'm trying to work. So I got that, and that was a good game that he gave me. So I was like, yeah.
He put you on game.
Yeah, so that game right there was life-changing for me. So I got my course built. Then, just yesterday or last week, they had webinar secrets, right? I mean, not webinar, but the selling secrets. Selling online challenge. I took that, man. So now that's about the webinar, right? So I got the course out, but I know the minute that I finish with these people, I'm going to relaunch it to the world at a little higher price, because now I fine-tuned it, fixed it, did some things, looked at their answers, adjusted it, made sure it really fit them, got my testimonials. And now that when I have all that together, they're in their second week. So they have 4 more weeks. Then I relaunch it, but then selling secrets is about the webinar. So like, one thing about the funnel game, you guys, I'm telling you, is that the minute you learn one skill, you're going to just expect to learn something new.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, right, I got it. Now I'm going to make some money. But then the webinar came up. He did selling online challenge. Now I have to do a webinar. So all this week, I'm cramming all the information he did in this immersion event for 3 days in the selling online challenge. So I just finished that. So now this whole week, I'm focused on creating my webinar with the perfect webinar script format. That's what I love about Russell's programs too, is because of the fact that no matter what it is, whatever process you're in, wherever you're at in the funnel game, he got something for you. He got something for you. So you finish. Okay, now you got the course done. It wasn't even 3 days of me having the course done. Russell was out there pitching, you need a webinar now. I was like, wait a minute. I just went through this 6 weeks. I'm like, I'm so tired. But I was excited. So I was like, I got to get in. Keep in mind, selling online challenge, I got free because of the course challenge. He said, and part of his bonus is you'll get the selling online challenge. But the selling online challenge for everybody else was $97. So I was able to get into that free, but it was 3 days. It was intense. 3 days of just 8 hours. Russell can go.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like taking notes. I felt like I was at Funnel Hacking Live in my house for 3 days. I didn't do anything. I didn't do DoorDash. I didn't do nothing because I knew that to get that from him directly was like gold. So now it's the webinar, and now I'm geeking out on the webinar. But the process is so fun because when you do finish something, it's not like you stop there and like, oh, wow, the money's coming in. I thought the lead funnels, ooh, the money's coming in. But then I made a course funnel. I was like, ooh, the money's coming in. Now I'm doing a webinar, and that's to get people to the course. I was like, this game is so tight because like there's always something to get you some more money. And it's not, and God forbid for anybody to think it's just about the money, because no, it's so much more. I have a mission. I need my people to know that there's a better way. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. It is, I watch my sister, my mom and dad. My dad was a doctor. I watched them retire, my dad retire, my mom retire, and be struggling. That sucks. I watched my daughter and her husband, who are pharmacists, and my daughter has a degree and they're struggling. They got a home. They did all the things they were supposed to do. but they still struggle every day because they work for somebody else. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't knock, because sometimes you got to pay the bills. I don't knock working for
Mm-hmm.
other people. Please don't take that. I just have a mission to show my people that there's a better way. And then
Mm-hmm.
I also work with a couple of organizations because my passion goes deeper than that. I want to help disadvantaged and underrepresented communities, people who get
Okay.
out of prison, people who maybe have been in addiction but have gotten it together.
Mm-hmm.
People that have been grew out of aged out of foster care, especially because I aged out of foster care. And
Mm-hmm.
when you age out of foster care, the night before I turned 18, the foster mom told me, you have to leave tomorrow because we don't get paid for you anymore.
Mm-mm. God
I'm
bless
still a
you.
kid though. I'm 18 years old, but I'm still
Yeah.
a kid.
Right.
And what do you mean I don't have nowhere to? So that's when the hustle began. It didn't start out
Mm-hmm.
right, but that's I want to help aged out foster kids to know that and if I could catch them before they age out and give them opportunity where you don't feel hopeless or you don't feel like you got to go do this or go sell this or be out hanging out with the dope dealers and stuff like that. You don't
Mm-hmm.
have to do that because there's opportunities for you to put whatever it is you're good at. And it's just a little training, man. The one funnel away challenge has been cut down to 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
Man, back then you had to pay $97 for 30 days, and then you
Mm-hmm.
had to pay again if you needed to really get it down, and you have to get it down so it don't just stop. You got to be able to go back to it because every funnel that I built, I always would use that as a guide. I go through the videos. I want to make sure I don't mess up these people's stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
use the videos to guide me, and it's just the funnel game has changed my life. I was in the back seat of my car. And now I have a passion to help people that I didn't even know I had in me. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
even know I had that kind of like ability
Mm-hmm.
to help people. I'm in the Bridge Builders uh, uh, Alliance group because we changed our name. I'm part of the Bridge Builders Alliance group. We help women over 50 that are business owners, give them resources. So I'm in that organization, and the resource that I give, where I provide my resources, I help bridge the digital divide
Mm.
because you know that a lot of our people are scared of the internet. They like Facebook. I'm not talking about that, like social
Yeah,
media,
yeah.
but
Right.
they they they're for some reason reluctant to market online. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
but that's where the people are at. Why
Yeah.
would you not? I have such a hard time getting business owners that have brick and mortar buildings
Mm.
that are
Yeah.
struggling to make money. Let me help them.
Mm-hmm.
I struggle with that because there's a gap they don't understand. So I help
Oh yeah.
bridge and make the internet
Mm.
marketing game familiar to them for free.
Mm. Yeah.
So my workshops that I do at the Bridge Builders are free. I don't charge for those, and the ones that I
Mm.
do charge for are advanced, and I don't really market it to the Bridge Builder organization. I'm marketing because I'm there's an agenda there. So like
Mm.
those ones that are charged for are still low cost, $25 for 3 hours of my time, and my clients pay you know for an
Okay.
hour, for 1 hour of my time. So,
Yeah. Let me
so
let me go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, you
I
go
was
ahead.
I was just gonna say a quick thing just to kind of it's interesting. I have questions for you, but you really touched on a lot of the points that I want uh my audience to think about and what I wanted to ask you a couple things because you really you really nailed a couple things. What what would you say to the person, um and it could be the lady or the guy, or if your audience is lady business owners, what would you say to her? How in the world did you convince yourself to pay $100 in the back seat of a car? What do you say to that person that really wants to try? What do you say to her or him? What do you say?
Well, that's actually a great question. And it's hard for me to answer that simply because my mentality in the back seat of that car when I was there was I was desperate. I was desperate.
Mm-hmm.
I had no other idea how I was going to get that condo back.
Mm-hmm.
All I could think, if I thought about all the loss and all the pain and all the whatever it is that got me there, if I stayed on that, it would have probably been a bad result for me. But in order to
Okay.
combat that, I had to do something. I was
Okay.
forced to do something or lose my mind. And
Mm-hmm.
that just happened. Sometimes I think it might have been divine, even. You know, that was
You can
just
you
what
you
happened.
can you can speak that way on my
Yes.
channel.
So
Yes.
that's just what happened in the back seat of my car. That's what came up on YouTube of all the things I could have been watching. That's what came up. And I was desperate and I needed a way out. I already had experience in marketing. I can conceive it because I had a
Mm-hmm.
telemarketing call center. So I could conceive the method working from the pitch of Russell. And it was a way out. So
Yeah.
it wasn't all I had. Like I said, I had a call center, so I had money. I just was in the back
Yeah.
seat of the car.
Yeah.
I didn't have enough to get a place though.
Yeah. So pardon me. So like, so what I notice when I talk to a lot of people, um, they are living in a home with their spouse or living wherever, but spiritually and emotionally, they in a back seat
I
of a
get
car
you.
and homeless,
I get you.
right? So I'm so glad you explained it the way you did, because there are people in a home that feel homeless, and
Yeah.
and so what I take from it is that, um, one of the big takeaways that I want to share with the audience is that people forget that they overcame storms in the past. I feel like you remembered
Yeah.
unconsciously or consciously, and then therefore you took the step. So I feel like people need to, hey, don't forget. Think of the storms you overcame as a teenager. Think of how you overcame, the trauma from your parents or whatever the case may be. So I just wanted to um, kind of speak to that, because I feel like you already explained it in your own way. Let me ask you this: you have gotten into the courses and being mentored by, Russell and the coaches. Um, what do you what do you think, if if you could just try to think of people that want to create their own course? You don't have to give a full on dissertation, but what are like 3 steps they can do? Like what can they do if they don't have a lot of a budget? What can they do to make their own course and get started right away?
Well, first thing I would say is start with a clear vision. You got to
Mm,
have that you got to know what it is you want or you can't get it. So you got to have it clear. You got to sit down and really think about it. What is it that you want to do? And keep in mind, it can't just be, oh, I like doing this. It has to be something you love, and you love sometimes enough to do it for free because you love doing it so much. That would be my first tip. Embrace the learning process. Oh my God. Because like I said before, the minute you learn one skill, it made you some money, but there's some more that you got to learn if you want to make money to get scale. And it's not just about making the money. It's really because when you make that money, that means you've impacted that many people's lives. Because you're not making money because you're selling BS. You're making money because you're impacting people's lives. So you got to embrace the learning process. You just got to, man. This is what it is. It's something that when you learn one process, there's always something more. And if you want to contribute and give back to the people that you want to serve in a manner that is global, you have to learn these things because you're not there today, but you can be there. I didn't know that I would ever learn that I'd ever want to do a webinar. And here I am, gung-ho, ready to jump on it. And my third thing is taking consistent action. Little things. If you got to do something every day, and it doesn't necessarily matter how much time, though that does matter, but the consistency matters more than, oh, I did 8 hours of working on my business today and don't do nothing for a week.
Okay.
So this is what I have found. Yeah, this is what I have found in my business. The more that I write out what I'm doing for the day, even if I only got those top 3 things done, every single day I'm doing something for my business. Let's say you have a job. Let's say you're in a marriage that is abusive, and maybe that peace that you need in your mind is to put some headsets on and go do something. Maybe take the One Funnel Away challenge and watch one video a day and just keep rewatching it. Maybe right then and there you can't implement. Take the knowledge in. So anything that you can do that can get you closer. Maybe it may not be, it may be you don't have the $97. Okay. Some people are really in dire straits, and I can understand that. Where would I start? I would start with YouTube. What is the One Funnel Away challenge? I would go to YouTube and watch the free videos, because in order for us in this game to make money, we have to contribute to the market, which is our free content. So there's going to be free content out there that you can learn from that doesn't cost you money right now. But you got to get started. You got to have a plan. You got to do something every single day.
Okay, I love it. Thank you so much. I want to ask you, if someone wanted to reach you, is it better to reach you on socials? Like, what's a good way for people to reach you if they have questions for you, Renee?
So you could find me at Renee Jackson on Facebook, Instagram. Well, Facebook, Instagram. I'm on LinkedIn, but also you can get a free roadmap to your first 100K or your next 100K. Some people already been there. So a free roadmap. It's at Billionaire Boss Club. /roadmap. No, billionairebossclub.net/roadmap.
Okay. And I'll make sure that I include that link after the editing, and we can make sure everything is good to go so people can reach you there.
Okay.
And one last thing, if you could summarize like something to inspire people as they go forth after this video, whatever you feel that could be inspiring, just we really appreciate it.
Well, you have to make a step towards your I'll bet on myself before I bet on anything else. And you should too.
Okay.
That's what I would say. And you should too. Because I found that when you bet on yourself, you win. And you should go for it, whatever it is, because whatever your thing is, bet that you can make it happen for yourself better than making somebody else's dream happen. I bet on you first. And if you bet on yourself and believe that you can do it, that's what'll happen, because there's nothing that you can't fail, because even failures are not a failure. They're more of a lesson. Oh, don't do that, or maybe let me adjust that. But success is about just keep going. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. It's going to feel hard sometimes. This is so confusing. I want to throw this computer and these people and social media. And oh my God, I got to create more content. And oh my God, another funnel. And it's another webinar, but you got to keep going. Yeah, you got to keep going, man, because the game is beautiful. It's so beautiful to live your life doing what it is you love and to make money, helping other people make money. Man, it's off the chain.
All right. Thank you so much, Renee. We really appreciate you being here. And you take care, and hopefully we'll see you soon. We'll do this again.
All right. Nice seeing you again. See you at Funnel Hacking Live.
You too. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. If you found value in today's episode and want to dive deeper, head over to www.noevolveproceed.com/free. You'll find a free offer and plenty of resources to help you on your journey. Don't forget to click the link below to grab your free resource and hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. Don't miss out. Check it out now.